Dan, my name is David Figueroa-Martinez of DFM Coaching, and today we're going to be discussing the underhook. The underhook let me backtrack. There's a few concepts within jiu-jitsu that no one can get away with or away from, whether that's like escapes, kazushi, forming certain frames. They're just inherent things that we have to know and have to learn. One of them for me is the person that controls the inside of the body generally controls the rest of it. And what I mean by that is if I can get underhooks, whether I'm top or bottom, standing, kneeling, or butterfly, or whatever position we're at, if I can gain control of the area between your hips and your armpits, so your rib cage, your torso, if you will, I can generally manipulate your body in ways that I choose. The same can be said whether we are standing. Let's say I get double unders. I can now control the rest of you. I can throw you. I can hip throw you. I can inside trip. I can manipulate the angle of your weight. I can push, pull. I can pick you up. Like there's a lot we can do there. And yes, you can counter with overhooks and whatnot. But generally speaking, if we're in standing, the double unders are super powerful. The same could be said if maybe I have one underhook and I have control of your far side arm, and now I'm going to hip toss you. So that underhook control is going to manipulate quite a bit, especially when we're on standing. The same occurs if we are kneeling. Let's say I'm in butterfly and you have both knees down. If I can manipulate your hands out of the way and scoot myself underneath, I now have double unders. Again, I can start sweeping however I'd like. I can start manipulating your base with my butterfly hooks, and I can start to sweep, and I can start attacking. I could attack with submissions. I can attack with more off-balancing kazushi motions. If I decide that I want to do one hook or one underhook, I can start sweeping you to one way. If we are, let's say I'm in bottom half, which is another really powerful position for me. If I'm in bottom half, I love getting that underhook on the top side. And by top, if I can just describe the position, I'm in bottom mount or bottom half. My right hip is to the mat and I'm angling towards you. So my left hip is top side, which will be the underhook side. And if I can get an underhook on there, I can start to shift your weight forward. I can start to off balance you, maybe come up to dogfight. If you start to knee cut, I can trap your ankle and start keeping you off balance and maybe even sweeping you by scooping my hip underneath. I can glue myself to you in a way that is hard for you to counter. And again, there are counters, so don't get me wrong. We can also start like John Wayne sweeping from there. I can do quite a bit of the things that I want to do from wherever if I can control and manipulate your torso. If I am the top person in half guard, I could start nailing you to the ground once I get an underhook on my right side. I can get head and arm control. I can flatten you out. I can now start tripod passing. I can crush from there. There's quite a bit we can do from the top side. So if there's ever, in my opinion, it's like a skeleton key. If I can't figure out anything else that I need or want to do, my fail-safe is getting to the underhook. Underhook might look different from position to position or based on how aware my opponent is. There's times when all I can get in an underhook is my hand. For example, if I am bottom side, bottom half, they both work the same. And the person has me flat out. They have head and arm control, but I have a little bit of a frame on the head. If I can bridge and swivel, create enough space between our chests, my hand will then go between your chest and my chest and it'll be flat. And at that stage, I can't really do a whole lot. I can't really manipulate you, but it allows me to get a little deeper on the game. So if I bridge again, and these aren't powerful bridges, these aren't big bridges. This is just enough to get your weight to come off just for a second. And every time I do that, I'm shifting my hand a little deeper, a little deeper, a little deeper. And when I can get to the armpit, I cup the lat. I think that's what it's called. Don't blame me if I mention the wrong name. But my hand is under the armpit. They still have good control over my head. They still might have me flat, but I cup the muscle right under the armpit. And that's as deep as I need to go before I really just get out of jail. And when I cup there, a couple of things happen. Sometimes they'll identify that something's going on and they'll create space for you and they'll start to pull back. Take advantage of it. If they don't pull back, keep bridging. And you don't have to be in a rush when you do this. If they're going to give the position and then they're not going to really transition to something else, bump that bridge a little bit, get your hand a little deeper. And once I get about forearm, elbow, I'm gone. At that stage, I can now bridge you to my right, force the weight along with the underhook, hip escape, butterfly hooks, hip escape, half guard, hip escape, close guard, depending on where we started. Underhooks can also be used from close guard. If you're passing, there's a certain passes that you can do where you can feed the collar or the gi top to the underhooked hand under the back. There's certain things when I'm in close guard where I like to get double unders so I can zero in on the space between us. There's times when I like to just do one underhook under the arm and then do a shoulder clamp and start attacking that arm that way, or opening up my guard and allowing my legs to play a little bit more of a controlling or attacking game. The underhook is quite literally my get out of jail free card. Anytime that I'm starting to get into a really bad position, frames are great. Frames are my go-to, and I'll often need the frames in order to get the underhook. But ultimately, the thing that I really want is that underhook. I want to get to a position where the underhook becomes such a threat, and just the appearance of an underhook will often get me out of bad positions because people understand how good I am with that underhook or how good I can be. And they'll give me some of the things that I actually want without having to work with them or for them. But it comes with becoming a threat there. If you get the underhook and you kind of pause, don't do anything with it, they don't fear it. If you get the underhook, get to the position and then bail too early or give up on the underhook too early, it's not a threat. It doesn't really mean anything. It's like a feint. So you really need to commit to the underhook. And when you can start really moving people, and I'm talking specifically from bottom, it changes a lot of your escapes. It changes a lot of your attacks because everything becomes a potential threat. And then as a top person, the underhook is a great controlling mechanism. So there's going to be times when, especially in like half guard, where you're both going to be pummeling for this underhook, and he or she might start to get it, and then you bump and you repummel and you get it, and there's going to be a battle here. And then there's going to be times where some people are just really good at blocking the underhook and keeping their elbows tight. You're going to have to start utilizing John Wayne sweeps or off balancing in some form where their hands have to come out at some point and then rushing in for the underhook. Tidbit: when I do underhooks from the bottom of side, some people like to kick the knee shield out and force your opponent to go, if I'm on my right hip, kicking them to my right. And that works really well. But what I've noticed is some people will throw the hand in first. And for me, if you do underhooks with the hand in first, you either have to be really good, you have to understand the timing of the technique really well, because you're actually giving me quite a bit of a tell that I can now react to. It's you going hand first. You need a ton of space in a sense. And as your hand stretches and comes in, the top person can either repummel really quickly, or they can overhook pretty quickly, or they can drop their weight on top of the arm. And when I'm on top, that's what I look for when people are underhooking. I'll often open up my own arm to give you the appearance of underhooking as a possibility for you, and then I shut it down. The people that are hardest to counter when it comes to reaching for that underhook are the people that go elbow first. So if I'm in half guard, I'm on my right hip, I kick them to the right with my knee shield. When I sit up, I do not go hand first. My hand is on my chest, and I drive my chest to theirs. I glue my ear to their chest, and my elbow is right on the hip. Once it gets to the hip, I point the elbow to the sky, and then I wrap my arm around. There's less of a tell. You get to the position a little quicker, and it's harder to counter. I highly suggest trying this out. There's other positions that you can move differently with. And in the current position, the bottom half, the other thing I like to do is John Wayne sweep, because then sometimes they have to post. When they post, then I can come through. When I do 2-on-1s, John Wayne sweep, the elbow opens up, I can come underneath. So there's a ton of things in entries that you can do to make the underhook work. The idea has to be that you have to kind of get them off balance. You have to narrow that counter that they can do when you start to go underneath. And once you do, understand that you can move them a bunch of different ways. The decision has to be yours, and you have to really commit. You can't do half-ass or it's not going to work out well. So I highly suggest playing with it. Even if you don't necessarily become an active underhook person like I am, understand that whoever controls the rib cage and the torso will generally win the exchange. So even if you're not maybe a specialist in underhook, understand that it has to be part of your game in some form or fashion. Has to. It generates so much control, generates so much leverage. It's a huge and it's a fundamental key detail within jiu-jitsu, regardless of the type of game you play. I'm hoping this helps. If there are any questions on this or anything jiu-jitsu related, please hit me up. DFM.2099 on Instagram and Threads. We also have a free school program where I keep my recorded workshops. We do Q&A. I post some other techniques on there. Any questions, please hit me up. Until next time, thank you so much.